UN Security Council. Now, there is a bit of a standoff between Kenya and Djibouti. We are set to have the second round of the voting today, Thursday, to ensure that whichever country wins, it will represent the continent's interest in the UN Security Council. We'll build up on that in today's edition of News Center. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, let's begin on that. The non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council for African states remains vacant after Kenya and Djibouti failed to acquire the required two-thirds majority of votes yesterday. Kenya garnered 113 votes out of 192 ballots cast, while Djibouti garnered 78. The General Assembly will hold a fast restricted ballot today in the General Assembly Hall in New York. Our senior reporter Rita Tinina reports on the intrigues surrounding the elections.
A vote for Kenya is a vote for global solidarity. A vote for Kenya is a vote for multilateralism. A vote for Kenya is that even the smallest voice shall be heard.
A final pitch by President Uhuru Kenyatta for Kenya's bid for a non-permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council. The virtual meeting on Tuesday night before countries which are permanent representatives to the UN Security Council came just hours ahead of the all-crucial vote. At the UN headquarters in New York, COVID-19 changed the voting pattern. Ordinarily, a plenary session attracting hundreds of people takes place ahead of the vote. This time, a new procedure was adopted: no plenary and spaced out time slots to ensure social distancing. Kenya has had its eye on the seat for months, a quest that saw President Uhuru Kenyatta engage in shuttle diplomacy, a mission that took him even to Jamaica in August last year. The non-permanent seat is one of the 5 seats on the powerful 15-member UN Security Council. The seats rotate among regional blocs. Africa, the Asia-Pacific, Latin and the Caribbean each have 1 seat, while 2 seats are reserved for Western Europe and others group. Kenya has the endorsement of the African Union to represent Africa on the UN Security Council, but is battling it out with Djibouti, which declined to accept the AU's decision. Kenya has based its bid for the seat on a 10-point agenda, including peacekeeping, counterterrorism, climate change, and regional peace. As Kenya and Djibouti fight for the African seat currently held by South Africa, Canada, Ireland, and Norway are contesting the 2 Western European seats. India is unopposed for the Asia-Pacific group seat. For the Latin America and Caribbean group seat, Mexico is unopposed. To secure a seat, a country must garner 2/3 of the UN membership present, at least 129 votes if all 193 members vote. Kenya has served at the Council twice, in 1973 to 1974 and 1997 to 1998, while Djibouti has only served once, in 1993 to 1994. The 5 member states elected will serve on the Security Council in 2021 and 2022. Rita Tinina, KTN News.
Now, following that report by Rita Tinina, we now want to string in via way of phone Abdi Wahab Sheikh, who's an international relations and diplomacy expert, just to help us take a look at what exactly happened and what to expect in the second round of voting. Abdi Wahab, many thanks for joining us right here on News Center. I'd first like to begin with your quick reaction on yesterday's voting. Was it as close as you expected, or this should have been a done deal?
Kenya is on the course of winning the seat, no question about that. Kenya stands out on a global thought leader and champion of galvanizing regional and global consensus on matters of international concern. No question about that. Kenya has performed above the expectation, because initially Djibouti was enjoying the support of the Africa of Francophone and Arab League countries and organizations of Islamic Conference, which almost comprised around 90 countries. So if they succeed to secure 78 against 113, no doubt about that, Kenya now is on the way on winning the seat. Kenya has taken their base mission across the 40 countries in the world. Kenya, its endorsement of the African Union countries, Kenya has run on the champion base on 10-point agenda. That's a regional and global concern, building peacekeeping, regional peace and security. Countries, global peace and security, youth empowerment, humanitarian action, justice and human rights and democracy, and environmental climate change, sustainable development goals. All those, points have easily attract what they call the world leaders. That's why the Kenya now they enjoy what they call the seat. And in fact, I congratulate. In fact, I welcome the Kenyan team at the UN Security Council. In fact, they are doing a commendable job. And in fact, they deserve our support. We are very proud of them.
All right, now looking at the prospects of actually getting to win this particular sit, we presented a 10-point agenda. Very key among it is the achievement of peace and security within the region. Looking forward, looking ahead, how important will the representative of the African states be in this particular UN Security Council? What weight does it hold?
If the Kenya wins the seat, that means Kenya will represent Africa in the UN Security Council. No question about that. When you occupy that seat, you have a right to draft a solution. You have right to bring an agenda on the table. You have a vote at the UN Security Council. So literally, Kenya, they are lobbying the interests of African continent at the UN Security Council, and that is a vital for African continent. That's why the African continent must support Kenya to win that seat.
All right, let's take an outrospective look. Why is this seat important for Djibouti?
Djibouti, they are representing what we call, Arab League, and also the Religious Islamic Conference, and most like the Francophone countries. So if you look at the African continent, they are pro-Anglo-Saxon and pro-African. African countries, they are trying to support the Djibouti. That's why Djibouti, they are also willing to see to win the seat. Because as we speak right now, all the countries now occupied the UN Security Council are Francophone countries. So Kenya now they deserve to win the seat, because the other three are Francophone camp. So why this time around? Because the world is not allowing to support the Kenya. Definitely, right now, hopefully they are aware of winning the seat.
All right, as we conclude, Abdi Wahab, we are anticipating the second round of voting later on Thursday. Having achieved 113 out of a minimum requirement of 128 votes, what do you expect? Could there be a disappointment in terms of the Kenyan team there?
The possibility of the winning the seat is almost a very certain. David, let me tell you one thing. If the Kenya got the first round 113 countries, hopefully this time around they are going to get more of that. So a lot of countries now, they are considering the second vote, so they are going to support Kenya. So the few hours to come, Kenya will be they're going to represent the African Union and the UN Security Council. No question about that.
All right, many thanks, Abdi Wahab Sheikh, right there, giving us his take on that particular